Alright, so we're going to be trying something completely new this time. I'll be using these blacklight UV paints, which I've had for a few years lying around from when my bedroom looked like a neon cave of electric dreams. But yeah, I thought, wouldn't it be awesome if you could just paint up a little miniature of these neon paints and then you stick on a black light and then they really shine, you know? I think that would be awesome. So we're going to try it. It's a bit of an experiment, but we'll see how it goes. We're going to be painting a Necromunda model, and we're going to be doing the leader of the Goliath Gang, Skullshank. So now let's get our paints together and, well, we'll see what we can do. So we're going to start off in the visible light spectrum with a dry brush of plate mail metal, covering all of the armour and all the metal pieces basically. So now that we've completely covered him with a dry brush of plate mail metal, we're going to move on to the skin tone using a mix of mummy robes and barbarian flesh. Now we're going to use a wash of flesh wash to bring out all the details in the face and the skin and all of that good stuff. Also, for his cigar I used a little bit of Monster Brown. And so now let's move on to the clothing underneath his armour. Now we can start adding some vibrant colours. These will be used as a base coat for the UV paint. For the pink, we're going to be using Warlock Purple. It's not the perfect tone, but it's not going to look like this at the end, but it's a good base for the UV paint. With the base coats done, we can now move on to the really fun part. You may be wondering why I'm using fabric paints. Well, like I said before, I had these paints lying around for a couple of years and I thought I'd try and repurpose them. I do have some small fluorescent acrylics as well, but I found that these fabric paints, when I did my test, seemed to work the best. hardest thing about using these paints is their consistency. For each paint it varies, but overall they're very thin and it takes a few layers to get them looking good usually. For some of the paints I had to add water and for some I just didn't, but during my tests I did find that it helps a lot to put a similar colour underneath. Maybe it's got something to do with the light bouncing off a similar wavelength or something scientific like that. Okay, so now we're going to do something a little bit risky. We're going to switch the lights back on and we're going to do a wash of strong tone. This is because I want it to look pretty good in both light spectrums. However, as you're going to see, this was a bit of a mistake. So you can't really tell on camera, but with my actual real life eyes, it looks too muddy and not good. I was talking to my friend from Down Under over at the Hobby Grotto, check him out, and he suggested that I should try putting the wash on before I put any neon paints on, which I think is a good idea. So maybe next time I'll do that, if there's a next time. So now I went back to the UV spectrum to try and brighten it up a bit more and try and see if I can keep the contrast as well.
Pass, old dwarf!
I'm gonna blame this on the setup, but basically, the tripod was in front of me in the desk, and I was pretty far away so I couldn't really see what I was doing, and I was trying to do some highlights in his eyes. But obviously, this didn't work very well, so I covered it up and then moved on to the final cleanup stage. I'm not entirely happy with the way it turned out, but like I said at the start, this was an experiment and I have learnt a lot. I might do some more, maybe. Originally, I planned on doing an entire series of neon miniatures, but after this, it's made me question that a little bit. However, if I was to do it again, I'd have to go all out. It would have to pretty much completely be a neon paint job, prioritising how it looks when the black light's on. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'd like to know what you think in the comments below. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time.